Welcome to the Legal Briefs Network. Today we're coming to you from a studio in the beautiful Chorus Entertainment Building in downtown Toronto. I'm Lauren Honigman. Joe Neuberger. Joe, let's talk about distracted driving. Do you believe, when that law came into effect here in Ontario, I said, what? We don't need a law. We got careless driving. Now, police are saying it's so bad and it's causing such carnage on the street. People are clamoring for the criminal code to be amended to make it a criminal offense.
Well, I think they're pulling out a statistic now that deaths as a result of inattentive drivers is exceeding deaths from an impaired related offense. So on that basis, they'd like to create yet again another criminal law, which is something we need like a hole in the head.
Right.
We already have dangerous driving, and that can be sufficient to cover any driving, which
Joe,
you know is a marked departure.
We
don't need to do this.
We didn't need distracted driving. We had careless driving in the Highway Traffic Act. I mean, obviously, it's I think, here's what I think. I think police should start laying dangerous driving charges if they see somebody not paying attention. It's not mere momentary inattention, Joe.
Right.
It's this. You're driving the car and you're doing this, right? And you're doing this. That's dangerous
what if it's
driving.
with one hand?
What is that? So
one
what?
hand on the wheel.
No,
we have to be careful, though, that we don't go too far. We have to be careful that we're not going too far with somebody who has a cell phone in their hand and they're driving, and so boom, you get charged with dangerous driving. We have to be careful about how we criminalize everything.
How about you're okay? You still call it distracted driving if you're talking on your cell phone. You have the cell phone on your lap and it's on a speaker.
Yeah.
That can still be distracted. But how about texting or emailing while you're driving? You make that a dangerous driving. You don't create a new offense. You just charge dangerous driving. What's the test in dangerous driving?
A marked departure from what a reasonable driver would do.
Right.
But in these circumstances, if let's say that it doesn't cause weaving within the lane, to cut off a vehicle, to cut off a bicyclist, or come close to a pedestrian, you are not reaching the threshold. And we need to be careful about criminalizing too much. We don't give criminal records to people who don't commit criminal offenses. It may be careless driving, but it cannot be a criminal offense at that level. If somebody's texting while driving or emailing while driving, and God forbid they're causing an accident or they're weaving heavily within the lane, they run a traffic light, you are getting very close to a dangerous driving charge, you would have the grounds to lay that offense. And we've got plenty of room in the criminal code for that. But we shouldn't create a new offense and frankly lower the threshold so that more people can get convicted of offenses.
But he's talking like a criminal lawyer, which he is. And for me, I appreciate what you're saying.
You do that too.
I do.
Criminal law.
I do. I do.
No, and you do it well.
But I seem to be able to think a little more out of the box than you are right now, only because you're trying to say that we don't want to start charging people. If the statistic is to be believed, okay, and I have no reason, and you have no reason to believe that the police are putting out a false statistic.
No, I
right?
don't.
That more people now are getting injured or killed due to distracted driving than impaired driving. Impaired driving is a criminal offense. There seems to be a stream of logic here that would dictate distracted driving should have some criminality attached to it. Should it not?
Sure, but that's like, first of all, if a death is caused by an inattentive driver, they can be charged with a number of offenses, including dangerous driving causing death.
So let's do
that
it.
in of itself, I would assume that those charges will be laid, and that should have a salutary effect itself, right?
Right.
But the difficulty is if we take something far less than that and then charge with a dangerous driving, what we are doing is now criminalizing conduct which really isn't criminal. It's bad. It's not good driving. We can address it through careless driving or some other, but we can't keep stigmatizing people all the time and creating more criminal offenses.
Your argument,
we love doing that.
I know, but your argument would be weaving on a highway could constitute dangerous driving.
Absolutely.
But not always.
It depends.
Right.
I mean, if somebody's texting while doing 110 kilometers on the 401 and they're weaving within their lane, then they are inattentive to the traffic around them.
Right.
They can be causing and posing a hazard to others, and it may breach the threshold or go above the threshold of a marked departure. So that's a dangerous driving because you've got evidence there. It's like impaired driving. You can't charge somebody with impaired driving simply because they have alcohol in the system. There has to be some evidence of impaired driving, even slight to more serious. So we have to apply the same standard to a dangerous driving charge. And we shouldn't take this that far. I get the statistics. It's serious. But we have the mechanisms in place to deal with it now.
Right.
And we don't need more criminal laws.
I don't disagree with you because I didn't think that the Highway Traffic Act should have even been amended.
Right.
But maybe it's back to the old word enforcement. That's all. And how do you
Absolutely.
enforce distracted driving? You know, we had people shooting videos inside cars, looking at people. Okay, that's one way to do it. But otherwise, unless a police officer can see something. But anyway, it's an awful statistic.
It is, and the sad thing is, though, we have lots and lots of impaired-related charges every year, and unfortunately, we still see our courts are full with these cases. People don't seem to be getting the message. Again, we need to keep educating drivers that you got to be careful. You can't be driving with alcohol in your system, and don't text and email while you're driving.
Okay, I got to take this.
Okay,
so we
just-
got to go. Talk to you again soon.
Good show.
Lauren Honickman, Joe Neuberger, thanks for joining us on the Legal Briefs Network. We'll see you next time.